have my co-host Will.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here. Mr. Tisdell, let me say good afternoon to you and all of those following. So, like you rightly put it, that we hosting him. We already have those from the States on the Kuwor Media Network watching. So, it's going to be a good conversation.
Okay, let's flip to the left side to talk to Mr. Tisdell. Want to say welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Like you rightly put, my name is Honorable P. Edwin Tisdell, and you are Joseph, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Joseph and Will. Thanks for the invite. I'm honored to be here in a cozy studio like this. I, I think I'm okay. And I think the name of the show is Ego, right?
Yeah, the Eco Talk
So
Show.
I would like to know why is it called Ego? I mean,
Will.
So, the Ego Talk Show is about digging out the information, digging out and bringing the facts to the people. You know, the port of the ego is very sharp, and once they grab every information,
okay.
and once they grab every animal, it holds it tight,
Okay,
and
so
it does what it think it can do.
Well,
that's
that's
a
it.
nice name.
So mostly you hear Kuwor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuwor in Pele.
Okay.
It means ego.
Ego,
So yeah.
okay.
So let's get to business. How's the Liberia Fire Service?
With the Labrador National Fire Service, I think we are doing extremely great. We are doing good. As far as I'm concerned, we took over with full truck. One was functional, and the other three was non-functional. And currently, as you can see, we have nine, let's say 8 other trucks came in. Donation came out from other prominent people in society, business, and representative. We also provided 2 other trucks that are there in Lima County. So currently we have plus or minus 9, 10, 11, about 12 trucks.
So, can you give a picture when you took over how the fire service was like?
Well, I don't want to, where we work is not a political environment. It's
Yeah, just to give a clear picture,
yeah, yeah, it's an environment. Sometimes try giving a picture of people saying that when I met this lady, her past husband didn't do well for her. I mean, her past husband was really wicked to her. Then you start seeing that other things that are coming from the past husband as well. So the reason why I don't like to dive into the too many, let's say, chicanery or things like that is because I like to remain to where I am. We took over, like I said to you, we took over, and then we have one functional truck in the entire country for 3,000 square mile, having one functional truck. And today we have several other trucks, and we are also decentralizing the Liberia National Fire Service, having a lot of substation around being built around the country. So currently, our eyes and ears are all towards developmental initiative, how we could make sure our, let's say, our core time or emergency timing be of national standard, where we have us being called and then we can reach there in less than 5 minutes. So that's what we are working on currently. But like I said, I mean, it was not really in a very good condition. Currently, we are working, we are doing well.
Yeah, before my colleague will come in with his question, we witnessed a situation about weeks ago, right here in Matali, where a fire incident that led to the death of innocent kids. And yes, I was at the makeup press briefing when you and the director,
Okay, yes, sir.
yeah, appeared there, and according to him, that the the fire started and they called upon the fire service and to appear within 5 minutes. And within 5 minutes, they couldn't just do anything to save the lives of those kids. Where are we with the investigation?
So let me be clear. I may not be exact on the time, but
Okay.
we appear there. I mean, in a sooner possible time. And what happened was that we we also noticed that there was no access, there no pathway for the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So the engine got there, but there is no pathway. So people building on the alleyway and thinking that, I mean, they are doing themselves maybe no harm. By the end of the day, some of those things become harmful for society. And there's something that has been let's say a long bridge behind from government to government. People still thinking that, because maybe I don't have more money or I don't have this, so I can just build to this place. And it's like something that is being done, and there is no, let's say, we've been put across, telling people that do not do this. I mean, it's wrong. So currently, what happens is that we are working with public works. We are working with other land ministry to make sure we go we go into this matter to make people understand that you cannot be on the alleyway. The alleyway is being used for moving object. People want to get to their houses. People want to what happened now? The fire service got there. We have to start using long hoses. Where we put who's, and then we have to serve the purpose. At the end of the day, when you join the hoses together, that longer, you will not have it being forceful again. That's one. Two, you either put the water in the bucket to start helping to cut the fire off. So that was one of the major missteps that the community had, that we couldn't meet the house, we couldn't reach there, and even though we were there on time, but we couldn't reach the house because there was no pathway for the car.
So, are there plans to work in line with requisite ministries and agencies like the Environmental Protection Service, the Ministry of Public Works, to see how best
Land Commission,
the Land Commission, to see how best that this issue of people, just building houses on the waterway or the patches that, that you people have easy access to. I don't know if ever there have been a conversation around these things.
So I mean, I just said that we are working with those requisite authority or let's say agency to make sure we look without into this, because this has been an old age problem for us in Liberia. People will sell land, at the end of the day, you sell land, start selling the alleyway as well, and then still buyers will go and buy the alleyway as well. So there are a lot of things that are happening within our country that we need to continue. And on the fact that we ourselves do not love ourselves, we're always thinking that we say we want to compete with other countries. We want to to put our country on the map. We want to put our country on the map for the wrong reason. I often say to people, other countries like America, you go to America, you hear the Americans say that America is a greater country in the world, and that's what they believe. And the belief system of the American is that America is the best, the greatest country in the world. But if you call an American and ask them, why do you say your country is the greatest country in the world? Trust me, 2-3 of them, you ask them, they will not give you a perfect answer. But yes, that's the mind game they play. They say this, our country is the best country in the world. So once you carry on that methodology of saying that our country is the greatest country of the world, people come to your country and they take it. Let's take for instance our nearby country, Ghana. Ghana is speaking a similar methodology. Ghana is the best. So I mean Africans or other countries, people get to Ghana and know that Ghana is the best. That's the methodology of Ghanaians. If you get in the taxi, you get anywhere you're in Ghana, always saying that, oh yeah, Ghana, we are the best, and that's why they portray it through a lot of things, through love, through patriotism, and it's speaking for them. But yes, if in Liberia, we want to see the bad side to ourselves. Maybe in Liberia, so once you try to bring your country up, what happens is that the world, the universe take it and say, okay, this country, the people here, that's how they want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we hit ourselves. We know that this thing will affect. Will affect our generation to come. But again, we do not go through the proper means of taking over, or we want to just take over from maybe from toxic understanding, and then we just live with it like that. And we should be blaming ourselves. Growing up as a young man, we went through tough discipline from uncles, aunties, a lot of other people. But today you cannot do that to another person. So a lot of things have started happening within our country that we need to work on. So looking at that we have people building on alleyway, people doing things that are unorthodox, and then we still align them. We have to carry on the education. Down to the schools, to the church, to the mosques, and all other places to make them understand that these things are wrong.
Well,
Yeah, so thank you. I listened to you. I want us to go back a bit. The Liberia Fire Service is challenged, and what exactly, since you ascendancy, working with your boss to ensure that fire service is not only provided to Moserado, because when you visit the southeast region, the equipment issue is something that is very much concerning. You go to Bapolo, you go to Bomi, you go to probably Lofa, maybe I would say Nimba and that of Magibi. The issue of equipments, providing equipments to these various counties. What are the methodology or the strategies you guys are making sure to ensure that those who are in the counties also form part of a fighting fire? Because fire is not only, the fire incident is not only in Maserati, it's all over. So sometimes when these things happen, right, those who are in the counties, they become concerned, but there's no fire truck yet, there is no equipment, there is no material. So how are these guys going to do? What are you doing? What's your advocacy to the legislature and the government?
So what we are doing currently is that we firstly, in everything you do, you look at the low-hanging fruit. And in looking at the low-hanging fruit, look at where you have the fire call at all time. So which area do you have maybe blazing? I mean, like you have a fire call, you have this area burning, a lot of things happening. Where do you have it? You have it in Montserrat. Montserrat, we look at percentage, you look at Montserrat to be at the peak, or let's say at the zenith. So the only fact that we're looking at Montserrat, when I tell you about decentralization, even though we have stations in Grand Bassa, we have a fire station, we even have a truck in Grand Bassa as well. We have station in Kakata, but we don't have a truck there. We have station in Nima, and the current representative of district number 1 is also building a very, large-scale station, a fire station in Ganto. The currently we have a modern station in Sanikuli. So we have stations in other part of the country, but again, we do not have trucks in at those stations. But that is not the issue. The issue is that what are we doing to make sure all part of Liberia is being felt? You know that Liberia National Fire Service, it took only for 2,000 square miles of Liberia, so it's not just limited to just Montserrat or Monrovia. But again, this is the main or the major area that we have being victimized by a lot of things, especially when it comes to Montserrat.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at Montserrat, it should be the major area that we should have to be locked down. Because every other day or two we have fire call, we have emergency. So if we keep on having fire outbreak in community, in another community, we will not have a fire outbreak in Ganto, we will not have a fire outbreak in Banga, we will not have a fire outbreak in Buchanan, or rather we're having fire outbreak mostly in Montserrat County. So our decentralization firstly is focused in Montserrat County because we have bulk of the population live in Montserrat County.
Okay. Now, let's also look at the recruitment. It's very, very hard to hear about recruiting officers for fire service. So what's the hold on? What's responsible? Because when you go in the counties again, sometimes you see 2 officers, sometimes you see 3 or 4, 5. So I'm like, what is happening when it comes to the recruitment of the Liberia Fire Service?
Well, this is something that, like I told you, a house is not built maybe in a day. Yet it's true that we have a few fire officers in those counties, which is true. You say something very truthful. But again, the recruitment process is almost like it's mandatory. Now, if you have, because the current strength of the Liberia National Fire Service is around 700.
Wow.
Yeah, it's around,
very low for over 5.2 million people.
5.2 million people. We're calculating the average rate at international standard, we should have close to 3,000 employees at the Liberia National Fire. Not just employees, but for firefighting and strictly to war fire. So it means that if you're looking at cost of management, you have more than that because you need each area, you need other people, right? We're talking about for firefighting, we should know that we should have almost 3,000 persons. International standard. So apart from that, if I'm telling you that we have a lot of trucks, and currently we have almost like 6 to 7 other trucks coming in again. Maybe by the next two months or so, we'll have 6 or 7 other trucks coming in. Now, trucks coming in, each of the trucks should be situated out of place, and situated out of place, not just situated out of place, but you have almost like 36 persons being employed To manage that particular truck, you need a driver, you need two drivers, you need a radio person, you need a medic to be on the truck, you need firefighters, you need a lot of other people to really man that truck. So you need 36 persons for one truck. So I mean, in a shorter possible time, I mean, I'm not saying that it's mandatory. That's something that the country have to look at, even though we want to put in for it. But it's mandatory that we have to put in that we have to recruit people to work with this truck. We have to train them as well. So in a couple of months or so, we should start recruiting people, because it's something that you cannot bring the truck in. The truck be sitting down, and then with a few handful of people you have working, that means that you're not really willing to serve the purpose.
People believe that sometimes the guys who move the trucks, they are slow in getting at an emergency. What strategic training have you given them to ensure that whenever a situation is happening, probably in Cinco or in Johnsonville, how do they get there quickly?
So like the decentralization portion of it. But let me speak to firstly about drivers. So in our country today, like I said, people often do things unorthodox. Sometimes the anger of people just plays on other people. People do not respect serene. So when people are moving with serene, they get mad. Why is it this guy? Why is it this truck is moving? They're not doing anything. Why would ambulance move us? So people get angry because I don't know why they're angry, but sometimes maybe people misuse the serene now and then. But again, you cannot blame it on the emergency vehicle. So sometimes the vehicle is moving. The people, they know how to drive, but they're moving on. Nobody want to even give them way because they feel that so you're there driving, pass over me like that. So a lot of things happen in our country, and that is nothing that, like I said, is on other doors. But again, I don't know. The people are getting to be educated to know that the fire truck need access. Even that's for instance now, I'm moving a pickup that has a 602. It has a range. But the syringe on that pickup, if you put in a syringe, you have emergency, because I have fire bulbs, I have fire extinguisher, I have other equipment in the car as well. So just in case there's a fire outbreak, myself need to get on the scene to make sure we do some things together, right? Maybe I can get it sooner, or maybe the fire truck can get it sooner. All the things in my car can still be used to cut a fire. But once they see your car moving on with syringe, they are mad. They don't want to even give you a chance to pass. So there are a lot of things that people need to be educated to it. So that one is on both the citizen, the drivers, and need education. So it's not that the people do not want to get there sooner. Secondly, I told you about the decentralization. Yes, we are building fire stations. Even at Johnsonville Turning Point, we are building fire station at District 17. So we are building fire station at Rehab. We're trying to make sure we stretch up the portion so that if there's a fire outbreak at Rehab, we should have smooth access. We can reach there in 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is. So that's the reason why we're trying to decentralize it. But again, the education is this key. Is registration now. I think we'll carry to know that when there's a fire up or when there's a fire truck, whatever, when there's an emergency vehicle, you should give the emergency vehicle a chance to pass through.
Yeah, looking at your present headquarters, where you have your office, there are many still believe that the place that your office is situated doesn't meet best standard. If you want to talk about the fire service in our countries, it's almost like a whole barrack where you have trucks, you have manpower, like people are also residing there. Are there plans or maybe things in the making to see how best you can have a place, well structured, almost like like the BTC barrier where you have all your trucks, your manpower, they are all placed there. So your response will be very swift.
Yeah, so just one lining fighter that was being said is that yes, there are plans put in place because like I said, our house is not built in a day. Yes, we came there, we saw that's the headquarters that we met there. But again, we are working with other entities or with our leaders to make sure we have a headquarters. But having a headquarters, let me just clarify this: you will not have all of the trucks being parked at the headquarters. Like I said, the trucks will be parked in a position where it's been decentralized. So unless the truck is coming back at the headquarters for servicing or so. So our place cannot be, even though we'll be like Barry, but our place cannot have all of the equipment within the headquarters because those trucks is being used to save life. But again, yes, we are working on it. We are working on making sure we have or headquarters being built. We know that where we are, I mean, is right there, but again, it's not suitable, like you said, which is truth. But again, that's where that's what we have for now, and we have to just work with it and then try to work out things better.
Whenever you are
Like I told you-
recruiting, where do you take those who you bring on board? The recruitment, where are they trained?
So we have several places. Like you said, we have the police have a barrier. We also have a station at station 2 around Bowman Bridge, where I mean that they have a barrier. They have have a place there too.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of places that we can use to train. But
Okay.
but again, I mean it's not our own. So we have to ask, and then we'll have to, because the training is not just done by just like Northern Fire Service. Northern Fire Service will train. We'll have like joint security training, because the police too will come and train. The police will come and train the driver to know that this line means this other line means this, and there are a lot of things. So we also, while going through the training too, I mean even immigration officers need to understand that. You need to know that when you're an immigration officer in your community, the fire drug counseling, once you are part of the paramilitary, you can also aid through the process. Being paramilitary or military, you can also aid through the process. So if you have some prior knowledge or some education on saving life through, from fire.
So some part of last year you warned the public about people paying money for recruitment. How far?
So we told the
That was in
people-
August.
Yes, I think the director said it was clear that yes, there is nobody. We shouldn't take money from people for recruitment. So whatever that information came about, people say, oh, there were people who were collecting money for recruitment. We say, well, it was forced, misleading. It was not part of the leadership. So if anybody doing it, was doing it at their own rates, and we try searching to know who were doing it. But then again, we couldn't find the person. Because the complainant that came about, tried pushing up with the complainant who never came to the forefront to show us exactly who that information came from.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to know, because looking at this issue of vehicle burning after every 2 weeks, you will notice that a man will just get in his car, while checking the car, and it happened right at Moses Park. A vehicle, started blazing in the traffic that caused almost 1 to 2 hours. What are those plans? What are you working along with the Ministry of Transport? Because we know sometimes inspection, people check for these things, but actually people are still not doing the rightful thing in this country. What are some of these plans that you have?
So, and like I said, I'm still saying there are certain things that we are moving on like 2G, while other countries are moving something around 5 going towards 7G. In a sense that there are certain things that people should not be even arresting car for. You took your hard money, you bought a car, and then they say you have to put fire extinguisher on the car for some reason around $30-$40. It's not a car that you bought for thousands of dollars. Somebody say, oh, you use $40 or $30 to have fire extinguisher on your car with receipt to show that your fire extinguisher is functional. And then you say, no, I don't need fire extinguisher on my car. So it's not something that people should even be blocking traffic, stopping you from doing. It's something that you should know that it's important. It's like somebody having a car, you say you don't want to insure the car, because there are certain things that it should be applicable to you that own that own your car. But again, people just want maybe they just want to just live that normal way, that unorthodox way, and that has been going on from years to years. But again, that's where we are.
Okay.
So if you're just joining us, listeners, we are in conversation with the Deputy Director for Operation at the Liberia National Fire Service, Mr. P. Edwin Tisdell.
Yeah, so I want us to a bit talk about this mental health and well-being issue within the Liberia Fire Service. I think that is a specific area the Liberia Fire Service or any fire service around the world who also want to focus. What are basic training or education or awareness that you have carried on about mental health and well-being of those who are affected by fire, or those who have not been affected, but the awareness to tell them the cause of fire and what they should do, how they can prevent their homes or their vehicles from catching on fire.
Okay, so we have been into several communities, went to West Point. We went to the chicken soup factory. I mean, several other communities. I'm not going to name them, but the educational part of fire is like the first factor, like prevention. And if you can prevent people, it means that you'll just be cutting fire off almost all of the time. So the first thing about fighting fire is about the preventive measure. So we need to prevent people. So let me just give you a brief synopsis on what is being said to people. We teach them how to use the fire extinguisher. We also tell people that whenever you have a house, you know why, you got to know about sustainable wiring. Apart from sustainable wiring, there are some wire too that is not just sustainable, but again, people do not even understand that you really want to plug a percolator on an extension cord that the voltage of the extension cord is low. So you'll find that the extension cord wire will burn. And when it burns, it will either catch fire. So there are a lot of things that people need to be educated to. Also, people get in their houses, you build your house. When your house has been built for like almost like 40, 30 years, you know that in our house you change light, you have changed your ceiling, you have changed zinc, you have changed camo, you have changed tar, and a lot of things you have changed in that house. But again, you forget to know that you know that even if you bought a wire, whether it's a European stand or whatever wire can get corroded. So if you live in a house for X number of years, you should also try to change the wire in the house. You see where you can change zinc, you can change this one, you can change this one. Those wires too in the wall also need to be changed. You know, so all of these things that education we carry on to the community. Secondly, we tell people that when a fire starts, because that's why we should have fire alarm, you should have fire extinguisher in your house, you should have all of these things in your house. So when the fire starts, what happens is that you cannot stand up while running through the smoke because the fire doesn't just kill people. The first thing that touches you is the smoke. When the smoke hits you, the toxic smoke hits you, you will fall immediately. So normally when the fire starts, you have to just crawl on your bed. So you know that there's fire in the house, do not walk. Just crawl on your bed to be finding your way out of the house. So that's the first lesson. And if you got a way to go to the fire extinguisher, use the fire extinguisher at the base of the fire, not where the fire is catching up, or to where the fire started from. So you use the fire extinguisher at the base of the fire. The fire extinguisher has a pin where you have the safety pin. You have to hold up the safety pin, and then you can press the. That's the trick of the fire extinguisher towards the base of the fire. If you cannot reach the fire extinguisher, just crawl on your belly. Touch the next door. If you know that the door is very hard, you know that there's fire in it, now open it, and you have a way of entering, you can get out of the house. Now, we tell people that when you get out of the house, you also have, all the houses you have, an assembly point. What the assembly point for? The assembly point is that if you have 5 person in this house, or 10 person live in this house, you should show them that this is an assembly point of this house. So when I get out, I'm number one, I have to go and stand at the assembly point while I'm calling the Labrador National Fire Service. Like our National Fire Service, we have hotline. We have 114. 114 is the hotline of the Labrador National Fire Service. And that line should be called at all times when there's a fire outbreak. Apart from that, the Labrador National Fire Service also have a number that, almost like you already have 0770, 800, and so we have our own number to what we have. We have 0770, we have 832, and then we have 600, and then we have 601, like my number is 602. So we have the number within the queue. So it's who you have those numbers to, just in case those are our hotline, or let's say our operational line, that even if we leave fire service, those lines will still remain at the National Fire Service. So we will not take that line of us. But if you have my private number, that's fine, you still call me, I'm still going to call on the radio to make sure you'll be set.
So let's talk about those firefighters, the young men and women who are risking their life, helping to see how best they can contribute to nation's building. We don't know. Maybe are your men insured when it comes to insurance? The men and women at the Labrador Fire Service.
So even though we have health insurance at the Labrador Fire Service, because we're apart from the normal firefighter, but again, there is something that's ongoing in the front line that all of the paramilitary institutions, especially for the one that's on the forefront, to be squarely insured. And that's why we are working on currently as I speak. I think we have gone almost like 60 to 70% in our arrangement. We are sending names. It will not be our name, but we will be like the people who are on the front line, like you said. It's not just fire service, it's police, it's DEA. I mean, those people that are on the full front. So, yes, we are in progress. But currently, we have all of our employees insured.
Everybody insured.
Yeah, we are on group insurance where you're sick, you have to go to the hospital. But what you're talking about, I understand exactly what you're talking about. So that is a different group. And we are making sure that people become like fully covered. Even though I know the term in insurance, I'm not insurance broker. So I don't know the term insurance, but I know exactly what you're talking about. But currently, even myself, I have health insurance. My daughter can go to the hospital through my insurance. All the firefighters go through the same thing. My daughter can go to the hospital. I mean, firefighter, wife can go to the hospital. I mean, these are things that we have in place.
Okay. So, folks, if you're out there, you're listening to the Eagle Talk Show this evening on Liberty Radio 88.1. Wherever you are, very shortly we will open the phone lines so that we anticipate your questions. We cannot ask all of the questions, you know. So, you out there, you have your own question. You've been waiting to ask the Liberia Fire Service some questions when it comes to fire incident. But I'd like us to talk a bit about over the years, or let me say, when the we administration was ending and when Mr. Boyka administration came, there were so many fire incidents. So people, you could hear people. They said the new government come with fire. So my concern, or most of those who talk about this, they're like they have made no information why all these things are happening. Why there is fire so? Have you provided any substantive information about why there is fire there, fire here?
Yeah, because during the transition, we saw a lot of buildings were just on fire in this place. No understanding.
And even one of the officials homes got burned.
Sure. Not just one. I think Joseph.
Yeah. Okay, too.
The speaker. And so a lot of big up buildings got burned, which is true. I mean that is it. But again, even if we are in fire service, we leave fire service. Wherever we are, we will still have fire emergency. That's the reason why our country has a fire service bureau or wherever it is. So that rescue portion of like you have a fire is something that will not just stop. But again, yes, it. Those, like I said, I don't like to dive into political. You cannot rewrite people say, I mean, because
no, this one is not politics.
No, it's just what they were saying. So
they poking with fire, and that's why the fire. No, that's the funny portion of it.
Yeah.
But again, yes, fire came up, but it was not just about fire just coming up. What happened is that the previous administration, what I understood is that there were almost like 30% of the community in Liberia had electricity. And then we noticed that during the campaign trail was that we were giving people light. So we see that almost 80 to 90% of the community to go, I mean,
West Point,
everybody started getting light. You know what I mean, right? Because there was a campaign, like the message from the period that we need to make sure we give people light. You know what I mean, right? So, and it started working. Johnsonville got light. Mount Barkley, everybody started getting light. Because we know that we went all through, about 30 to 40% of the country, of most of Liberia had light. But then at the end, we saw that almost 80 to 90% of the entire country had light. So what happened is that the educational part of it was not really put in place to know that, this is it. Getting light is good, but then knowing how to use it is another thing. How good is the light? The light can also cook people. So, so these are things that those educational part of it was not really put in place. And that was why we started having series of fire outbreak. Everybody want to have experts, everybody want to carry things now. But you're having once you have car right now, you got to carry fan, you got to carry AC, you got to carry things. But then again, carry those things, you cannot be using wire that are inappropriate. You cannot use sustainable wire. You cannot use people just joining wire, and a lot of things are happening. I don't want to call it, but it's stolen current, a lot of things. So in that shortest time, or in that shortest time, what happens is that people lost property. There were a lot of damages. and so on. But again, uh, and so on. But again, what happened is that since it was happening that way and it was not done, I mean, the way that it should be done, people start losing their property because even if you run a while, whatever way, if it's not even paid for, they say yes. Let me just because I mean, let me just get current. Let me just get current. So getting current, even in any kind of way, it was just like it was like that. So you start finding people start losing all the so-called that start going back to the normal way of how people get. Now you see, there are a lot of things that have been put in place. Things curtail. It's not really working that way, even though those same people having current. But again, we have put in a lot of mechanism in place where yes, the wire that should be run to that particular place, yes, it's run now. They are not taking current no unlawfully. And a lot of things are happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason why you don't have too many fire outbreaks. But other than that, people keep up with fire and like that. But that was it.
If there's a need be that you answer this question for the public, the firefighters, those on the front line, putting their life force to make sure that they put a stop to a fire incident, how much do they make? What's their wage or salary?
For firefighter.
The least.
Firefighters,
Yeah,
the
the least.
least.
Where you know every portion in an entity has speak for itself. I work in an operational department. I do not work in administration, so I cannot speak on behalf of administration.
Okay.
So I will not tell you. I mean, salaries, culture. I mean that maybe you could invite the administration guy. Maybe he can be.
So have you heard any of them making probably $100, $150 or something? Have you heard anything of that?
So like I said, I'm not in administration, and I don't just speak on gas. Like the question being asked, I'm in the fire truck. I'm speaking strictly to the operational part of the laboratory fire. So I'm not speaking on administrative aspect. So the only thing I can tell you is that when we got there, yes, we are lobbying to make sure we have our people paid well, and at least I mean administration is listening. I think they are trying to tackle it a bit. A lot of things happening.
Explain a bit about the Firefighter Council. Let me just hear it. Probably those who are out there, they have heard about the Firefighter Council and they want to know what is it exactly.
Firefighter. It is a whole beautiful portion of life, and it's strictly about saving life, rescuing people. It's something that when you are part of, you feel that you owe it to your people, and you do your job the way that it should be done as well. But again, like I said, there were a lot of things that were not put in place, but at least now we are working on it. Like you should have briefing apparatus to save people. You should also be safe. You have briefing apparatus. You should have gears to where while going to fire. But it's a very, very good job. I can encourage anybody to get into it. Even myself, I was from the fire, and then my whole take was that why did the firefighter or the fire service people they play check or they play Lulu? They just left busy, and that was a topic that we had also. Yeah. So what we got to understand is that yes, the people need to have a Lulu, they need to have game, they need to have television because they need to be enlightened. No, they need to stay enlightened. Wherein people are waiting for fire call, you cannot be there dormant or else you will start to sleep.
Okay.
But it's something that is very good. But going there, you have to go through the training of it.
So I think you can just
folks, if you're listening, you can just put in a call on 0770 777 572, 0770 777 572, 0888 669430. We're in conversation with the Deputy for the Administration at the Liberia National Fire Service, Mr. P. Edwin Tisdell. 0770 777 572, 0888 669430, 0888 669430, 0770 777 572.
Yes, and I ask this question because you have whenever you go towards the smoke, and you know there are some chemical stuff within the fire, there's some chemical reaction. So what are the different kind of materials that these firefighters use to ensure that they also be safe from any cancer that are going to come from the fire that they are fighting?
Well, it's like, but man, you like did firefighting before. Maybe you have some one relative that really work with the fire department.
No, you have a strong,
Yeah,
very strong interest in that. So.
The question, the question is straight. I mean, the deeper question.
Yeah.
Talk to small. Why is given to them? I mean, so it's like you have interest. I think you have good interest in firefighting. However, I mean, we know that people go through toxic smoke, and that's why when you are a firefighter, you really, I mean, almost like your meal will be milk. You have to make sure you stay upright with milk. So we always have milk for a firefighter. We also make sure they drink water. We also educate them. So we have to drill most of the who at the fire station. We have those drill right at the fire station, almost like something like training session, how fast you can wear and what you should take in, and a lot of things like that. But again, we cannot teach all year on the radio. But if people are interested in joining the fire service,
Okay, we have this call. Hello, caller. Yeah. The name and where you joining us from? Okay. Okay, thank you. Mr. Tisdell, are you working with international agencies, other countries, like a community or a state, to see how best your entity, the fire service, can get more support?
yes, we are working with other countries. Like a few months ago, we were in Dubai,
Okay.
and the Dubai Civil Defense. We are working with them. We signed a memorandum with them to help aid through the process to see how best we can be able to get some other things, some other grant or whatever it is. And yes, they're working along with us. They are building some other things for us. We put in for a fire truck, we put in for other things, and yes, they are working to our country desire and how our rule are built. They will be giving us some donation, and they will also come up with, especially when it comes to the campaigning process of educating people, whether online or whatever. We are also working in that direction. Yes, we are working with other countries.
Are there specific measures for people who just wake up and burn anything they want to burn around the city or around the home? What specific working collaboration maybe? Is there any means for people to inform the Liberia Fire Service that we are burning this boot here or we are burning this tire here and we want to be informed so that maybe in terms of any emergency you can respond quickly?
Yeah, it may not escalate
See,
go to other places.
so must people inform the LFS as it relates to what they want to burn?
Yes, so there are measures put in place, but again, like we said, our team of inspectory, they're always in the field to educate people. You know, sometimes like if someone deploy Tibu, they will just put tire up. They will start burning tire, a lot of things. But yes, there are measures put in place that people should not just burn waste or burn anything in a community. As well as farm as well, when you really burn your farm, you have to make sure you inform the Liberia National Fire Service to be, to aid you through the process. We're not saying people cannot burn at all, but there are measures that should be put in place, and the department that should be informed that I mean, that the Labrador National Fire Service, the prevention department, has been informed that yes, we're about to demolish this, and to demolish, we're going to burn it, and we will all have an idea on know exactly what to do.
You as the
But
deputy.
it's wrong to
Okay.
just burn dead, or to just burn something in the community. It's toxic.
You as the deputy director for operation, Mr. Edwin TC, what exactly you want to achieve on the within the 6 years that you're going to work? What you want to tackle in totality before probably maybe if they will remove you or not? What you want to achieve? What you want the fire service to remember you for?
So what I would want the fire service to remember me for is that as a 4G leader, or at least a 5G leader that I am, everybody want to leave legacy. And that's one of the things that I often told any official, anybody as a person, you have to make sure whatever you do, you should do it with integrity, do things differently. When people are not looking, we should also do the right thing. And we want to leave legacy, and in leaving legacy, we should do things that we saw or we thought on doing, people have not done. We should try by all means to get through the process. So what I want to see, I want to see the Labrador National Fire Service having our own airport or being built. Yeah, I want to see the Labrador National Fire Service.
It's embarrassing to see you renting. It's embarrassing.
Sure. I want to see Labrador National Fire Service fully decentralized in the entire 15 counties. I want to see it. I want to see the Labrador National Fire Service having the radio, or what you call it, Walkman, whatever it is. I mean, being saved in the entire country. That we can have people understand exactly what's going on in Buchanan, what is going on in Sando. And I want the Labrador National Fire Service to reach that particular portion. I want the Labrador National Fire Service to reach a portion wherein we can have, they call it the ladder truck, or let's say the high rack truck. So the high rise truck wherein we can be able to cut off fire, because right now it's the fire, maybe in finance ministry on the last floor, the top floor. I mean, is there any truck that can ready fight fire there now? No. So you want to have a high rise truck and go to fight fire at any tall.
And how much that going to cost?
Long building. There are other countries that are using drone to fight fire. There are other countries that are using helicopter to fight fire. So I want our country to be of that standard. That you say, what I want to see. So these are things that I want to see. All other things take lobbying, they take funding, but we'll always just propose it to a national government to see how they can look into it. But these are things that we want to see. We want to see the National Fire Service meeting the standards or international standards of other countries. We want to make sure our people, like you're talking about Saudi also, should meet the standards of other countries. So we're going to take pay and make sure not just taking pay, but taking, the rightful benefit that will be able to aid them to the process and make them happy in working.
Okay.
So these are things that we
want
to see.
What about the Liberia Airport Authority? How many firefighters do we have there?
The Liberia Airport Authority is a different ambulance. It's a different agency. That I will not speak to how many employees they have.
No, I'm talking about how many persons do you assign there, because sometimes you hear about fire safety of recent the issue of fire and they were like this person. So at least there should be officers or firefighters there to respond to emergency at one of the gateways of Liberia.
So here is it LPRC, Airport Authority, NPA, all those major areas that have to do with flammable items, a lot of things like that. So they have their own fire, let's say the fire bouquet within their agency. So that department is responsible for fighting fire. Even though we carry on training for that department, but again, we are national. But all those entities, they have their own fire department. Yeah.
But would it be a bad thing that if the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company start to contribute to bring more people on board, or the three institutions, because the three institutions, right, they generate resources for the government and the kind of services they render. These are places where sometimes you have serious disasters. like a fire situation.
Yeah.
So what will happen if you recommend to them that they sponsor some of your programs, especially bringing in new people, so that you can train them and then they be assigned, because you have 700 employees, and you need them here and there. So if organization like companies start to make, is there any negotiation, is there any discussion on meeting some of our partners and donors and other government institutions to support some of your programs?
Also, there's something called the seafood. So the chief of fire in Liberia. So that falls strictly within all of the fire chiefs within Liberia. Like I talked to you with the NPA, even they have a mental health fire department. Other entities also have. It's not just government, but other entities that have a lot of equipment. They also have the fire department. So they are together. Like I said, we are national. We carry on training. Yes, we sometimes do lobbying. We act like we're having our national firefighting day. Yeah, they sometimes sponsor some of those things. But again, with training and other things, we have training that we also put within our budget, even though we don't ask them to do. What we normally do is that sometimes FPRC help us. Like we have a fire incident maybe around.
Okay, let's take this call.
Or around.
Hello, caller, your name and where you joining us from?
My name is John. I called from Massage.
Okay, make a point quickly.
I think many things I appreciate for the people getting this up. Elaboration very well. Yeah, been doing well, honestly, for the work we've been seeing for the past time. New trucks been coming in and their fire response time has been very accurate. So let me commend them. They are doing well, and I pray that keep on the hard work and God will bless them.
Okay, thank you. So before we take leave of you, are there anything you want to say that we didn't talk about?
So what I want to say is strictly about patriotism.
Okay.
Yeah, our people in Liberia should understand that we need to be patriotic to our country. We need to love ourselves. We need to have maybe a slogan put in place that other nationalities will see us to be different. We need to brand ourselves differently so that we will not be seen as toxic people in the world. Not just be people who are just talker but not doer. So the way you should present yourself is how people will going to take you. If you brand yourself badly, the universe listens to you and the universe accept that. So these are things that happen. We want our people to understand that we have to put a better approach. I know that people will sometimes try to politicize a lot of things, but again, your country is what you have, and that's why you want to see the best coming out of it. You have your children, you have other people here. Even if you don't have people living here, but you have something on your mind to make sure it becomes good here. So we should try to brand ourselves differently. We should try to see our country interests first.
Okay. Every good thing must come to an end. We've been here with the Deputy Director for Operation at the Liberia National Fire Service. And that's the man P. Edwin Tisdell. But we didn't ask him the follow last question whether he will be on the ballot paper 2029. Okay. Liberia. This is our country. All of us. We must protect this peace. We have to ensure that we make Liberia better. Whether you're from Party X, Party Y, let's make this place a better place for all of us. This I want to call it a day. We've been here. That's me, Joseph Solly, alumni. The mega Javi Smalley.
Yes.
Will Roofer. I want to say thank you. Until you see us, we'll take our weekend break. Our number weekend break. I'll be right back. Make sure let's keep the peace. Whether you're a police officer, you are a journalist, you're a young boy, you must make this place a better place. Whether you're selling your lip or to the grain, let's make sure that Liberia is all we have. Let's contribute to the nation building of our country. Liberia, this place will get better indeed. It will get better for all of us. Let us ensure that our kids, the generation unborn, will come and inherit a better place, that they will be proud of us, that there will be men and women who will break this tongue and stand up for the truth. Oh, this is Liberia, and this was the Eco Talk Show. Until you see us, you will see us, and you will continue to see us. We want to say peace.